I need you to believe in a moment, the stop and you'll miss it, catch 22, blink of an eye type moment, and maybe you felt it, but one of those moments where you say, what if it's all beautiful?
What type of pasta noodle do you think describes your personality?
Whoa, shit.
Suddenly I'm like, how does this work?
Go for it.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Wait. I opened my hand and found a marble finger from some faraway statue that the tides had placed there. The beauty of the house is immeasurable, its kindness infinite. The beauty of the house is immeasurable, its kindness infinite.
What is beauty?
Brad. Next question. Things that remind you of happy times in your life. Nature, I guess. Vivid nature is beauty.
Beauty is eating food with people that you love, laughing. When you feel in awe of the same thing over and over and over again, but it never loses.
It never
that
diminishes.
essence. Yeah.
Beauty is everything, and it's also myself, and it's recognizing that the beauty in everything is the beauty in me too.
Hi, Brad Radio. There's so many answers that you can say in the world that
literally
we're surrounded by it.
Yeah, just like in people, always. Like the people that I've known for like decades, how they talk or how they love or the things that they love or who they love. There's so many like beautiful things about who they are, and I don't even know them all yet.
The ugly parts and the things that I don't like about myself, those things I can still love them. I can still love the pieces of myself that I used to hate, and then flip them so that I don't hate them anymore and realize it's just little me trying to survive in the world.
Everyone should think that this is beautiful, but I love seeing people just happy and smiling. I think that's something that I always try to just do, is just be positive and be happy, because
you know how it hits you.
Exactly, yeah. It's a whole mirror thing, reflective.
Ambient sounds throughout the world. I think that is when I'm unexpectedly hit by like how many different lives are coming together to create this world that we live in.
There's obvious beauty everywhere, most notably in those things that move us. In nature, people, memories, and most often my friends' faces, like seeing their face. It's silly, but just like the joy that can bring. What joy to be had if you let it be. But to see beauty in places where it's lacking or it's leaving or just like doesn't exist at all, that's really, really hard. And yet I think it's still possible. And if you can see it, it's just as beautiful.
Look at that timing, hey? Because the sunset, like survival, exists only on the verge of its own disappearing. To be gorgeous, you must first be seen, but to be seen allows you to be hunted.
Stick your nose in it. Yeah, okay, that's close enough.
Fantastic.
Because the sunset, like survival, exists only in the verge of its own disappearing. To be gorgeous, you must first be seen, but to be seen allows you to be hunted. Yeah?
Are things only beautiful because other things are not?
You're funny. You wouldn't know what happiness is if sadness didn't exist. It's the yin and the yang. I think we need to have both ends of a scale to know what something is.
There are so many things that are beautiful. I think it's subjective, but
Yeah.
to answer your question, no.
I don't think everything's beautiful though. There's like a baseline neutral. Do you compare things by being like, damn, could be ugly?
I think I used to.
Sounds like a boy thing.
I'm very boy.
Crazy.
Can beauty exist in the bad?
Of course! I feel like that's the only way that it does exist, honestly. Physically, I feel kind of ill and exhausted, and I have like a lot of fuzziness in my brain. But then look at this fucking sunset. And then I'm with a friend that I'm reuniting with, and like these things are existing at the same time.
If you're watching a movie and the plot is really bad,
Mhm.
but then it like turns into something beautiful at the end.
Maybe life is the plot.
Yeah.
And it
it's the
sucks.
plot, and it sucks
And then it
sometimes. And
turns
then you look back on it and you're like, wow,
Yeah.
that sucked, but there's actually this beautiful thing happening.
Mm-hmm. I love the bad shit. Some of my favorite songs are the sad ones and the sad movies.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh no, I can't even get my bird together.
My like depression blog on Tumblr in high school, but it was like really aesthetically pleasing.
Wait, so it was a depression blog, but the vibes were good.
Yeah, it was like black and white. And like it's still up. That's like where a lot of art comes from too. Too crazy. Thank you, thank you.
My past like relationship felt like that very much. Like going into it, I was kind of trying to like ignore the fact we were so different. Like end up not being a great time. I knew it couldn't like last forever, so I was not very happy. But we had very happy moments.
My like final grad party last year for my acting school, I felt like we could all feel that this was temporary. As much as you'd love to stay in contact with everybody you care about, it's just not that realistic. It's nice to cherish that moment as something we all shared together. One final moment before we all go our own separate ways.
Beauty in the bad can be hard to stomach. I might lose a few people here, but I feel this next part quite deeply. And I'm not saying you should feel happy to experience pain or loss, but if you can instead find places to cultivate perspective and especially gratitude for the parts of life that are not beautiful, that's a superpower. And I know it's changed my life. There's this Stephen Colbert interview from a few years ago that really put me onto this idea.
You went on to say, what punishments of God are not gifts? Do you really believe that?
Yes. It's a gift to exist. With existence comes suffering. So what do you get from loss? You get awareness of other people's loss.
Well, that's true. Empathy.
Which allows you to connect with that other person,
Right.
to love more deeply and to understand what it's like to be a human being. What's the point of being here and being human if you can't be the most human you can be?
We are so finite. So to be the most human, to accept that loss and lack of beauty and grow from it, that's really at the heart of all of this. People can't, unhappily, invent their mooring posts, their lovers, and their friends, any more than they can invent their parents. Life gives these and also takes them away, and the great difficulty is to say yes to life.
Hi chat, welcome back to my vlog. So today we're going to be making some spam fried rice. Don't show this to my mom because spam is haram. I'm not eating the spam. This is all for Brad. So all we want to do, we want to mince up some garlic, and now we're accidentally in the process of burning that too. And then we're going to add in some frozen veggies to balance it out.
This man is not single, if you can tell.
I love my girlfriend. Oh, are you recording?
No.
Oh, okay. Jasmine thinks I'm a furry. Are you recording?
Yeah.
Wait, get in the light. Oh.
Do you accept life or curate it?
For the most part, life is to be accepted, but it's the choices that you make to curate your own life in your own way that really make it special to yourself.
Trying to film you now.
Oh, filming me, filming you?
There are bits of life that you do accept, but then those are the bits that you can't control, right? Those are the moments where life takes the wheel and you just gotta accept it, where like what you decide to do with your life, you know, where you wanna go or who you wanna connect with, that's curated. You can go out of your way and meet people. You can put in the effort to make things happen. I feel like that part is curated. There has to be both in your life, yeah.
That's really hard. Like both. I think life is like what you make of it, but also there's a lot of things you need to accept about like the reality of what you were born into. It's definitely not fair, I feel like, also sometimes. You also just have to curate that. So yeah, it's definitely both.
Sorry, these are so heavy.
That's okay.
What hardship in your life have you been most grateful for?
Like growing up, like my parents are Asian immigrants. There was a lot of shit that came with that, I think. I was like on social media at a really young age as well, and there's like a lot of comparison with that. My sexuality when I was in high school with Asian parents. Everything made me like the person I am now. Yeah, like I feel like I understand myself so much better now and understand why I am the way I am, and I think that's like a good lesson. Like I understand people better because of it.
Okay, I have one. When my parents decided to, you know, split. This is when I entered high school and everything. The age where you're trying to figure out who you are, and, you know, with my parents figuring out their lives, I was also in a way forced to grow up fast and take care of myself and do things on my own, my way. So I think that was the blessing, that I feel like I wouldn't have known myself that well at that age if it weren't for that.
I think it had to be like basically growing up without a father. My dad was never really present. He worked night shifts, so I didn't really see him often. He would occasionally come to school events and would fall asleep through them. I never really got that stereotypical support, but I feel like it taught me a lot to be independent, to be strong for my family, especially for my mom, who was put in so much raising my sister and I. Now I just kind of go about my own life, trying to provide for other people and be present when they need supports. And of course, eventually in the future, whenever I have kids, I'll be a great dad. I know it.
You're a great father to me, Moo.
Thanks, son.
I mean, at this point, I hope you're not surprised. Because it's always been, and I think it will always be, the people.
I love you. I love you. Bye now. Bye.
The more people you meet, the more lenses you receive for the things they find beautiful. And whether abundant, temporary, or found in loss, our moments of beauty are so full and unique and just waiting to be discovered in the people around you, but especially in the people you haven't met yet.
One, two. Moon River, wider than a mile. I'm crossing you in style someday. Dream maker, my heartbreaker. Wherever you're going, I'm going your way. Two drifters off to save the world. It's such a crazy world. You'll see. We're all chasing after our ends, chasing after our ends. Life's just around the bend, my friend. Moon River and Moon River, sponsored by Fresca.
That was so heat. That was so heat. I think that's it. I think that was
Here we are in my rose garden. My landscaper is Jenny Bridgeart.
hide. Say knock.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Maya.
Wait, you have to say 9.
Perhaps you don't understand.